Ladies and gentlemen, why was Cleophas Malala dismissed from the UDA party as the Secretary General? First of all, let me begin by giving you a brief history on who is Cleophas Malala. Let me say that he's one of the luckiest leaders from Western region. Why am I saying so? Cleophas Malala became an MCA for one term, and then there was a vacancy where we had the Senator Boni Kalwale quitting to vie for the gubernatorial seat and left that seat vacant. So he came for that position and actually won it. Cleophas Malala, the man. Now, after winning that seat, Cleophas Malala went very well, vocal, articulate, speaking on the issues that affected the people of Kakamega. Now, coming 2022, Cleophas Malala was very lucky to be nominated to become the UDA gubernatorial seat candidate in Kakamega County. So he vied, and actually, unsuccessfully, he didn't win the seat. Now, what happened after that? He was among the first governors actually during that, among the three who were competing at that time, to say, I have considered defeat. And he said it openly and said, if they were not enough, let's meet next time. He looked very optimistic, probably knew that he's going to join government in either way, either as a cabinet secretary or even as a leader, as he was the Secretary General of the UDA party. Now, that is the brief history of Cleophas Malala until when he became the Secretary General of UDA party. I want to dissect that topic on why Malala was dismissed from the UDA party, and kindly before I do so, if this is the first time you're watching our videos, make sure to subscribe, like and comment, because that's the best support you can always give this channel. And I also want to ask you, kindly keep following the videos that we do here, because that's another support that you can always offer, because we do analysis on both on sports and as well politics. Now let me dive into the topic today here. Now when I check closely, Cleophas Malala, of course, he was very vibrant, and his appointment was a surprise to every leader that is in UDA. Why? The president just woke up from nowhere and then said, Malala is the Secretary General for UDA party. Then I asked myself, why was he appointed first of all? There are two things that I realized as to why he was appointed. The first one, to lure the people of the Western Kenya to support the government more. Secondly, to help in breakdown of all the parties that exist in the Western Kenya, so that they can all join UDA. To be sincere, the journey was not successful because we didn't see either NARC Kenya or the Mudavadi's party, that's Amani Congress, being done what? Being broken down. Instead, the leaders maintained, actually it's only Mudavadi who quit as a party leader because he was becoming a cabinet secretary. So therefore, his mission was not successful. Malala was there for some time as a UDA Secretary General, but now issues started. Let me give you a brief history of the issues. During the nominations where we had elections actually happening, during the UDA elections, we had Malala having issues with some leaders in the country, people saying that he's meddling on what is happening on the ground. People were saying that other parties are doing well until Malala came in. So therefore, it was very serious that Malala had an issue, particularly in the management of UDA elections, and everyone was questioning about this. Now, to leave that alone, today here I want to give you a history on how Malala actually came to quit, how he was dismissed from UDA. When Malala had visited, I think, China, there were some issues that happened in the country. What were these issues? There was a problem between Rigathi Gachagua and some people in government. The same government is serving. And now, Rigathi Gachagua went ahead to mention them in various rallies that he was attending. He went ahead to mention some of the junior leaders, such as the cabinet secretaries, who were demanding him to do some few things, who were directing him on what to do on here and there. Actually, that was really touching because he said it in the mountain. Upon arrival of Malala from China, he didn't even travel to the UD offices. He had already a speech prepared, and he gave the speech right at the airport. When he was giving the speech, he went direct and castigated those people who were attacking Rigathi Gachagua for spreading rumors in the mountain and talking of one man, one vote, one shilling, which was a slogan that he has been moving around with it until after the protests. Now, when we had Malala give a speech, he was very categorical that there are some people who should stop meddling on other people's roles. So he was accusing the cabinet secretary like Murkomen, Oscar Sudi also as a minister, as an MP, and also Moses Kuria, telling them to focus on their roles and deliver for the people of Kenya and stop meddling on the issues and respect also the the deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua. That was a very significant moment that I realized many things have come out from the speech. Why am I saying so? During that time, it's when it was very clear that one Secretary General UDA, Cleophas Malala, was in support and working with the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. And according to me, that was one big major mistake he made in the government. He showed it clearly that he's working with Rigathi Gachagua, who was against the same government they're serving at that point. And according to me, that's the time Cleophas Malala lost his job. Wamasenso, who gave the response? We had someone like Gladys Sholei, who said that he's just an outsider, who said Cleophas Malala should quit the party and get someone else. And that's when I knew, when the right-hand people of the president speak, that's the president speaking. People say that he will be ousted out of the party, and that is when Malala was ousted out of UDA party. He became outsider from that day. As if that was not enough, there was a day Cleophas Malala announced to the public that there is hacking that has happened on the UDA social media accounts. Upon giving that speech, Dennis Itumbi came out with another speech and said the UDA accounts are sound and safe. Nobody has touched them. This was a clear manifestation of the position of Malala in the UDA party. Why am I saying so? This showed that Cleophas Malala did not know what was happening in the UDA party. Itumbi spoke on behalf of the president, while, because he works under communication in State House and other places, while Cleophas Malala spoke as a Secretary General. De facto, he assumed as a Secretary General. He was in the UDA parties and he gave up a speech, and of which now it was rubbished later on by Itumbi and some other people in the government. So therefore, that's the development that occurred, and I felt that it was a clear sign that Cleophas Malala was no longer in control of that docket. And if he was clever enough, that was the time that he was supposed to quit from that office. Now, up to that point, it was very clear that one of the reasons as to why Malala lost his job is because of working close with the president, with the deputy president, behind the knowledge and the back of the president. The president was not aware of that until the intelligence brought it out, or maybe now Cleophas Malala confirming it himself by giving a speech in support of Rigathi Gachagua. Now, first of all, it's also proved that he's not careful. When he was giving this speech, I personally feel could have thought twice not to say anything first, because he has just come. Because who was briefing him when he was abroad? Could the president call Malala and tell him, hey Malala, what is happening right now in Kenya here? When you come, address it. He could not do that. Malala was on official duty of UDA in China. Coming back to the country, he's giving a speech that was written already, which means he wrote it well there. Who did he consult when he was abroad? Who was he speaking on behalf? Because the party had not sat or discussed anything as far as the skirmishes that were being experienced at that time are concerned. So therefore, Malala was very categorical that he was speaking for someone, and that was Rigathi Gachagua. Now, probably I assume that Malala assumed that he has protection from Rigathi Gachagua, which did not manifest. And I feel personally that the moment he heard that Rigathi Gachagua is attacking the government and that Rigathi Gachagua might be impeached, he pulled back and said, okay, I need to find myself a place, because if my boss can be distracted, can be scared, then who am I as the Secretary General to be brave? Therefore, I have to quit. And the mistake that he did, Malala went ahead to do a very simple thing again. Join Tawe movement in a meeting. That was the meeting having Rashid Chesa, having some ODM members like Sifuna, having people like the governor, Trans Nzoia, that is George Natembeya. These are people discussing a path that is completely different from what the government and its people are doing. It was completely different from the boss of Malala, that is Mudavadi, was talking about. You know, the Tawe movement leader, that is Trans Nzoia's governor, George Natembeya, is against the leadership of Mudavadi and Wetangula. These are people in the government, and Malala is having the same government and is joining who? Natembeya. That was a big mistake, because at that point he portrayed that himself is not interested in the party leadership, and therefore this was a clear excuse that resulted to Malala now being officially told, this is the time for you to quit. Of course, they took it as an excuse. They were always looking for a way to get him out of the party, but this just brought it. The opportunity presented itself, and now Cleophas Malala was ousted from the party, was actually kicked out of the party because of his association with the deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, to be specific, and of course now confirmed by, of course, his sentiments and his association with Natembeya, which also was against the government leaders. That is my video there and there. If you feel there's another reason as to why you can see that Malala was kicked out of the party, kindly make sure you share it on our comment section. My name is Abel Mukwa. See you next time for the same videos, same time.